up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So today we got Secret Agent Ivara. This is a build meant for high-level 10,000 missions with Ivara, taking out, extremely tanky overguard enemies. I'll be using builds like this in my upcoming Void Cascade Advanced Guide. And yeah, I just really like Ivara, and I really like the Quanta Vandal. So that's the combination we're using today. We're using some new gear as well. And with this combination of gear, you can slay out level 10,000 enemies in like less than 1 second. So we'll be going over all this stuff. Now, just before we get into it, this is more of a for fun build today. The builds in the actual Cascade Guide will be more obtainable, but right now this is not obtainable. So even with no viral procs, kill level 10,000 Thrax in like a couple frames right there. So that's what you can kind of expect with this setup. We've got two different versions of it. One of them is going to be where you're going to be using some green shards. The other one's going to be using all purple shards. So let's go over all that today. And I do appreciate all the support on the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and that sub button if you've not done so already. We do daily Warframe videos on this channel. I really do appreciate all support. Alright, so let's just go over all the stuff we have. There's going to be a lot. I'll get some level 10,000 gameplay in here. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Ivara at level 10,000. You might notice an invigoration in the top right corner. Yes, this is not a very obtainable build for a multitude of reasons. We'll show you why. But let's go ahead and show the idea of what we're doing first. So we're using the Eclipse ability from Mirage. I'm gonna show you this. Basically, this is a guy how to play level 10,000 Ivara, basically. So big things here. We're using Eclipse from Mirage. So when you're playing Ivara, there's a new UI for Eclipse up here. So we're at 41% lunar buff, and if we went to the darkness, it'd be a darkness buff. So as you can see right there. Now what you can do as Ivara is you can go into the light and go invisible while you're in the light. We will keep that light buff even in the dark because we snapshot our Eclipse. That's a big deal with Ivara because she can be permanent invisible, basically. Now that we've done that, we're going to be going over to these enemies. We have a massive Eclipse buff just stacked up we can walk around with. We're using new green shards to remove all enemy armor, and we're using new purple shards to increase our elemental damage of our gun. Now, at this level, these enemies don't even need armor strip, technically. And at level 10,000, they don't actually need armor strip either, but you probably should just to make them die faster. So, that's the idea of it. Cast Eclipse, snapshot your Eclipse, proc them up, kill them in 1 tick of damage. We are using the new purple shards with one of the effects people don't really realize they have, the increased electric primary damage. And it's actually a very interesting effect of these. So at first I had 5 of them. I went all on the electric damage. That first clip you saw all on electric damage on that one. But now we've got 2 green shards just to make it so I can run Matarai a little bit easier. But yeah, these are the shards I'm telling you about, and these are ones that are actually very, very powerful and probably will be used in the future for some specific farms. It's not the crit damage though. So we've got gain 45% primary electric damage, gain an additional 15% per Crimson, Azure, or Violet Archon shard equipped. So that means per purple, red, or blue shard equipped, you get increased electric damage again. So it doesn't work on green shards, unfortunately, but yeah. So we get 15% per purple shard on here. So an additional 45 because we got 3 purple shards. So 90% per shard, if my math is correct. So we got about 270% electric damage between these. And before I had, like I said, I had these 2 green shards were not on here. It was all purple. It was even more electric damage. But the way it goes right now, I think it's smarter to have the green shards on here. So purple and green Ivara. Now going over the build, we've got, it might look a little bit weird to you. Like, no rolling guard, no shield gate. What is it? What year is this? This is Secret Agent Ivara. So the reason that we have this is because as Ivara, you are invisible like the entire mission. Especially with this invigoration. We have a primary crit chance and ability efficiency invigoration. We can get guaranteed crits on our Quanta, and we can get like permanent invisibility, no problem at all. So yeah, well, since you're invis the whole time, you are going to be having some weird mods on here. Also, Ivara cannot bullet jump while she's invis. In her 3rd ability prout, you cannot bullet jump. Just keep that in mind. We're modding around that. So, big things here. We have prime redirection. It makes our shield 1500, giving us a 2.5 second shield gate. Why is that? Because usually enemies won't even be shooting at us. We normally have a 1.68 shield gate. This takes us to 2.5. 2.5 seconds is enough time to get out of the way and use your Vigilant Vigor mod to recharge your shield. This will also make it where our crits from our primary are increased, or rather enhanced. We also got Vigilant Pursuit. This is definitely the mod flex slot on this build. You can take out Vigilant Pursuit for really anything you want. You can put on Infiltrate for more movement speed. You can put on Empowered Quiver if you want to get on a dash wire, which I did not do in most of these runs. If you're playing with a team, you can put on Total Eclipse to buff them with your Eclipse buff too. The options are yours. I put on Vigilant Pursuit because it gives us more Vigilante mod set. Since we do have an efficiency invigoration, we have blind rage on here, making it where we drain a bunch of extra energy per cast when we have a ton of extra power strength. If you don't have this invigoration, you could probably just take out Vigilant Pursuit for like streamlining that slot, or maybe even fleeting expertise to maybe offset that. Because this build is really it's an invigoration build. Keep that in mind. Oh yeah, primary direction for 2.5 seconds of shield gate. If we get shot, we just roll out of the area and we recharge our shields. It's no problem at all. Prime continuity, so our Eclipse lasts longer, our Sleep Arrow and our Cloak Arrow lasts longer, and stuff like that. We've got Umbral Intensify, because I actually put an Umbra form on Ivara a while ago. If you don't have Umbral Intensify, enough capacity on this build, you can put Eclipse on your 4 and put Precision Intensify on there instead. You will get less headshot multiplier from Prowl, unfortunately, but you'll have more Eclipse, so it should be fine, honestly. But yeah, that's only because I have a Umbra form on Ivara that I did this. I would probably go Precision Intensify in the future. Vigorous swap, because on this version of the build, we're swapping between weapons, so we armor strip them, then we kill them with our Quanta, so that's a very nice mod for that. Prime Flow, actually probably not even needed on this build, because we have so much efficiency, you can just go with another mod in that slot, but for right now, it's on there. I had 800 energy, I never ran out of energy, and it was good to go. I don't think I died like at all. The only time I'd actually die is when I'm standing next to Revenant, and everyone's shooting a Revenant, and I'm next to Revenant dying, because I'm not Revenant. We got Nero's Anguish, increased parkour velocity, aim glide, and stuff like that. Just makes you, I think it makes you roll faster as Ivara, that's the only reason. And our shield regen mod makes it where our massive shield regen's faster. You got Multi-Augmented for more power strength, and Arc Energize for infinite energy. If you feel comfortable with this build, you can take off that for something else, like more damage or whatever you feel like. Maybe even some more parkour velocity, like Arcane Consequence. This should work on roll speed. So yeah, get a headshot, increase parkour velocity for 18 seconds. Ivara is very slow, so that could help her out. Moving on to the weapon, this is the Quanta Vandal. Now, you might not have seen this before. It's like an event weapon, and it comes from Borrow Katir nowadays. The main reason for this is because it has very good hybrid stats, and it's purely electric. So, 48.1 electric damage, and then we got 45 status chance per projectile. It can also launch some cubes, but we're not using the cubes here. So, the big thing here, and like I said earlier, this is not a very obtainable build. We have a God Roll anti-Grenier. So, if a Grenier gets electric proc by this, they're super dead. Funny enough, the Thrax you saw at the beginning of the video that died in like 3 frames or whatever, that was not even a Grenier technically. So this mod and this mod, we're doing not a ton against that Thrax. But yeah, the idea of this build is a pure electric proc build. Our purple shards do increase the electric damage, so we have lots and lots of electric procs. 144% status chance, pretty nice. And yeah, those get stacked up with electric really quickly. I've seen damage display cap numbers with this build before. The problem is the enemies die too quickly. Reminder, this is an Ivara build, so you want the Hush mod to make it where your weapon is not heard by the enemies, so they won't shoot in your general direction, or you won't lose Invis either. You've got Primary Deadhead. Ivara's third ability, Prowl, gives you an increased headshot multiplier, modeled by strength, and Primary Deadhead will increase on top of that as well. So we don't really need stacks. This will just make our electric procs disgusting at level 10,000. The rest of the stuff just to add in on that electric proc. Vigilante Fervor, just to make it where you've got more fire rate, and Ivara is in the picture. How could you not put the mod with Ivara in the picture on the Ivara build? So yeah. The advanced weaponry of Secret Agent Ivara is the Quanta Vandal, and it is very good for electric procs. If you can think of a better weapon to use for electric procs, let me know, because the other ones I was thinking about was the Ambassador. This could work with this build if you're trying to go for the electric proc headshot build. And as far as some other ones, didn't really think too much about it. But yeah, the Ambassador seemed pretty good. Maybe the Phantasma Prime could be pretty good. If you guys have any suggestions on other electric weaponry for this kind of build, let me know in the comments down below, because the Ambassador was the other choice, but I didn't have a ribbon for it. Our corrosive proc of choice is the Kompressa. Why is that? Because the Kompressa has lots of built-in multi-shot. 4 multi-shot at base. So with all of our multi-shot mods, we have 18.1 bubbles per shot. So that's enough to get 14 corrosive procs easily. Now, when I was doing a lot of testing for this build over the last couple weeks, I did run into an issue where I was like, man, the Quanta Vandal's reload speed is super annoying. What am I going to do to fix the Quanta Vandal's reload speed? And we ended up not stumbling upon. I got recommended this by people in chat. Thank you guys in chat that recommended this. Synth mods. That's how I could avoid the reload speed of the Quanta Vandal, because we're using our Quanta Vandal with a lot of fire rate, and we're using it to kill. That's our main DPS weapon here. How do we fix that? We put synth mods on our pistol. We put synth mods on our companion, and that's pretty much it. So we can auto reload. Our Quanta Vandal is constantly reloading as long as we switch weapons. So that was a great solution in the end. Like I said, the build did start out with a 5 purple, and it was a lot more electric damage, because that's a set. Those purple mods, or those purple shards, are a set bonus. So the more of them you have, the more electric you get. But the thing is, level 10,000 enemies are not even that tanky, where that much damage is needed, funny enough. So yeah, even with these 3, we're insta-toasting them. So yeah, like 8.4 million damage before the dot. So yeah. But yeah, I think the green version is better. The reason, so when I started this out, we had Unairu and 5 purples because I was making this for Void Cascade. I want to just hide in the corners, Ivara, kill Thrax, not to worry about any damage, not stand next to Revenant, as I said earlier. And that worked out great, but then Unairu does not work properly as the client. If you're the host of the mission, it should work better, but as the client, my Unairu armor strip would not work. I kind of want armor strip for this. I don't need it, but I kind of want it when I'm trying to kill these Thrax in like 2 seconds. So, ended up changing it to green shards, as green shards let you fully armor strip with just guns, and the Kompressa has so many multi-shot, it can fully armor strip in just a couple bullets. So, with that being said, yeah, I really like this loadout, and like I said earlier, it can hang out with Revenant. We have 2 Revenants in the squad. The way you can play level 10,000 easily in this game is invisibility or invincibility. So Revenant's invincible, and Ivara is invisible. So, yeah, and unlike frames like Loki, you don't have to cast your invis every 40 seconds or whatever. It's, you go invis, you never leave invis. The only time you leave invis if your Eclipse got messed up. You go find a light buff and reproc the Eclipse buff in the light. That's all you'd really do to leave invis. Or if you got nullified or something like that. So, with silenced weapons, you should never be leaving invis. With a good amount of efficiency or just normal stats, you should be invis forever. And yeah, we have massive damage buffs. We can take care of level 10,000 enemies with complete ease. So yeah, that's my secret agent Ivara. I'll show the rest of the builds before we head out here. But yeah, it's quite nice, and I will be using this build probably more going forward, as the biggest problem here is that Ivara looks so cool, but she's invisible all the time, unfortunately. So let's go over the rest of these builds here. I don't want to only be playing Revenant too. Revenant's so easy to play, but also Ivara is easy to play. So you've got Conjunction Voltage on here. Our Quanta Vandal procs electric procs, and that will make electric procs for our secondary. So we get increased multi-shot and status chance. So we got our easy corrosive procs very easily. Easy procs very easily, yeah, go figure. And a multi-shot Riven with 183% multi-shot. And yeah, the rest of this stuff just to get corrosive procs. We care more about corrosive procs than Vira procs, funny enough, but they're both evenly weighted on this build. The Praetos is not used, but it's used as a mobility stat stick because it makes you roll faster, kind of. Sprint speed and slide does not really affect Ivara, but parkour velocity does. So there you go. So we originally had Unairu on here with like armor strip. Now we got Madarai for taking out level 10,000 Ghost Thrax in 1 hit. Very nice there. And as far as the Artemis Bow, this Artemis Bow can one-shot level 10,000s. But yeah, I went into the mission not planning to use this, but yeah, it can take out level 10,000s. Even with the corrosive Hunter Munitions build, funny enough. But yeah, just fire it off at them. Now, if you don't want to use corrosive Hunter Munitions like me, you just put out a viral mod, and you're good to go. But yeah, that was one-shot level 10,000s. This one-shot level 10,000s as well. Wait, internal bleeding and Hunter Munitions? Okay, don't do that. Yeah, maybe just put on like Bay of the Grenier there instead. But yeah, even with both of these mods, this one-shot level 10,000s. Maybe they should buff level 10,000s. I don't know, just saying. But yeah, as far as the last couple items here, we got the Smeeta Kavat with a special secret agent build for Secret Agent Ivara. I'm going to show you some other weapons on Ivara you can use too, just before we call it. Since we have a massive shield on our Ivara with the Prime Redirection, we have Link Redirection to give us massive shields, give us Reinforced Bond to proc almost all the time. Also, your cat will be permanent invisible with you, so as long as they don't stand next to a Revenant or face tank a Bombard Rocket, yeah. I've been told Tenacious Bond does not work right now. It seemed like a simulacrum bug to me, but yeah, this build has Tenacious Bond on it for when they glitch fix it eventually. But if you do want to put on Tenacious Bond, make sure you have a like a bite mod on there. So I could probably just take this off in the end. Yeah, this build is. I was doing some messing around. So we got Synth Deconstruct and Synth Fiber. This is all just to reload the Quanta faster. Reinforced Bond for your increased shield on your companion to give you fire rate. And yeah, Tenacious Bond should probably just be something else because it's not working right now. There you go, shield regen. Now the cat's good. See you guys next video. Last couple things. For other Ivara weapons, since she's so focused on headshots, I was using the kunai on her. It's actually kunai normal. This goes for guaranteed headshots, but I do have a video of this on the channel already if you want to go check it out. Yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Quanta Vandal, extremely good. It kills level 10,000s with like 1 tick of damage. Ivara, very slow at moving, but very powerful once she can actually get close to the enemies. And yeah, it's just she'll be in the guide. As far as the Void Cascade guide, I've got about 5 frames planned for the Void Cascade guide, and I am probably gonna put Ivara on there. Oh, by the way, this Kompressa can kill level 10,000 enemies. Yes, it will kill level 10,000 enemies faster than that. So I don't know what's going on. Even my procors kill level 10,000. So. See you guys in the next video. There will be a weekly reset video tomorrow. See you on stream tomorrow as well. And I appreciate all the support, guys. Peace.